The reason that I'm using this app to repeatedly answer the questions is because there are many questions readily available so that I don't have to make screenshots every time to answer the questions to prepare myself for the interview coming up. So, what color would you choose from paint the walls of your room? I would choose some. I like lavender color, so I really love to paint my walls in with lavender color. What color would you never use in your home? I might not use black. I am a person who loves black, but when it comes to rooms, in painting of the walls, I would never recommend black because it brings a dark atmosphere, which is not advisable according to me. I'm not sure. Could you describe the place where you live in? I live in the seventh floor of a apartment, and it's in Alnada. And from there, we can see the view of we are around the place of almost like 3 to 4 kilometers from from the balcony of my home. So I really love the place. I would like to spend an evening in uh, out in the balcony with a cup of coffee. Yeah. What kind of housing accommodation do you live in? This is a flat where there are almost like 200 flats and there are 12 or 13 floors in the apartment. So, this is the place I live in, but I would like to live in a separate home where I can have my own garden and have a couple of pets where it would be very nice to have all these things in your home to have a lively atmosphere, but here it's not possible. But there are people who have their own garden because as I'm not sure whether I will be here for few more years, I'm not sure that is it good to invest for a garden or pets. So I just kept to a very little when it comes to garden. What do you like about your flat? Like I said, the view from my balcony is really mesmerizing at times. So most of the time, during the winter season especially, we go out in the evening and sit there and talk, have a peaceful talk, and have a coffee there and sometimes snacks. And it's a really good we could feel the atmosphere of a park if it's in winter season, but in summer it's really not advisable go and sit in the balcony because it will be hot, the climate won't be too supportive. So that's the best thing that I like about my flat. The people who listen to my speaking has advised me to try to speak a little bit slow so that I can grasp the exact words that are meant to be used. So I'm trying to talk a little bit slower than the phase I normally used to speak in. What can you see from the windows where you live? I answered this question long back. Yeah, I can see almost like 3 kilometers around my building where I can see a few roundabouts in the far end and a few high rise buildings and the Sahara Mall, which is right opposite to my building. So these are the things that I can see from the window of my building. I can also see nearest a building where there are so many children who used to play in the evening in the balcony. So I really would love to watch them in the evening playing together. Do you prefer living in a house or a flat? I prefer to live in a house than a flat because there can be a lot of space in the house than it's mostly been seen in a flat. Most of the time in a house there will be extra space for plants and for pet to keep pets. So I prefer to live in a house because I would love to have my own garden, and I also like to grow a few pets in my home so that it creates a lively environment to live than in what mechanical which gives a flat normally has a mechanical kind of atmosphere where we do not have much liveliness. I prefer a much livelier environment. What would you like to change in your flat? In my flat, I wish I had an opportunity to go to a swimming pool every evening if it's possible. I prefer. I would love if there was a pool in my building, which would make it more livelier because there is a small play area for the kids. They that used to play, but it'd be better if there is also a pool in the same flat. And what do you dislike about your flat? The most thing the important thing that I dislike about my flat is that the wash basin in the kitchen most of the time when I wash my plates, the water from the water that I'm washing the plates mostly it overflows. Not overflows. When it falls on the sides, it start dripping on the floor, which makes me sleep quite a couple of times daily. So that's the only thing that I dislike about my flat. We can't do anything. I am a bit careless while washing plates. I sprinkle a lot of water around, so that's my mistake. But it would have been better if it had a little bit raise in the end, so that the water would not spill out of the wash basin. It would have been better if it's that way. So that's all. I have attempted to answer a few questions, but I'll try to answer a cue card also, which I'll have to speak for almost like 2 minutes. I do not have the fluency, I understand, because I'm not an expert in speaking English. I'm just improving myself. So here I am. We'll see something. Okay, so this is locked. There are only a few free options in this, so let me go with the free option, straight market. For this, I already answered in some other. We'll go with the puzzle. Describe a puzzle that you solved, what puzzle it was, how long it took to complete it, whether it was difficult or easy, how you feel about it. I really do not remember any puzzle that was very difficult to solve. Now, I do not remember any questions exactly, but I do remember solving a few puzzles while I was attending my aptitude classes in the final year of my college days. So there we had an activity session like for 2 days, training session where we had and where the training session ended up with an in-campus placement drive. So there we had a aptitude test, and for every question we were like sitting in an auditorium and we were listening to the teacher explain the questions, and she made us solve a few puzzles after that. So I was trying to answer the questions one by one, and I was about uh, I was it was po- I was able to answer the questions. Say stammer, I'm sorry if you're listening to me, but yeah, I stammer around. I was able to answer the questions. Yeah, I was the first one to answer a few questions during that time, so that my the teacher appreciated me by the end of the session that I answered a lot more questions than my other friends. So it was really a good experience where I learned a few aptitudes that which I used for the interviews that came after I completed my college days. It was really helpful, and it took every question. The estimation for every question is just 1 minute, and I was able to complete it in like 50 for 55 seconds. So it was really impressive that day. I was really able to do that, and it was good to get appreciations from your mentor in front of all your friends who are like 60 or 70 students were there to attend the training session. So it was really a good experience, and I felt really proud that day. But at the same time, my aptitudes didn't get me a job because of the recession that was taking place at that time. The puzzle skills that I earned from that day was not much of an use. Okay, here I stop. I don't know if I spoke for like 2 minutes. Anyway, I'll stop it here, and that's done for the day. Thank you so much if you're listening, and good luck with to all of you who are trying to improve your English communication, and all the best. Thank you.